March is Women's History Month, a time to honor and celebrate the contributions, strength, and influence of women throughout history and in our everyday lives.
While we often recognize historical figures who have changed the world, we should also recognize the women in our own lives who inspire, support, and change our life in meaningful ways.
In this video, we asked students and staff one simple but powerful question. Who is the most influential woman in your life and why? Their responses highlight the lasting impact women have on our personal journeys.
As you watch this video, take a moment to reflect on the women who have influenced you, how they have shaped your life, and in what ways you can show appreciation for them.
The most influential person in my life was my grandma. Growing up, I hung out with her a lot and she taught me how to cook, and I love to cook now, and so a lot of times when I make things, it makes me think of her.
The most influential person in my life is my sister, and the reason why is because she's taught me many lessons about how to go through life, and I love her so much.
Other than my mom or my grandmother is my sister, because she has taught me many lessons on how to be a respectful young man.
My mom is the most influential person that's told me stuff, and she's the one that if she was here today, she would tell me to do the right thing and stay out of trouble.
Coach K has been very influential to my life because every day she puts a smile on my face.
The most influential person in my life is my mom, because she's always there for me and cares for me.
I would say that the most influential woman in my life is my mom. If I could say one thing to her right now, I would say thank you.
The most influential person inside my life is probably my mom. And the best lesson I've learned from her is like, everybody isn't your friend.
The most influential woman in my life would probably be my grandmother, because she's raised me for a long time.
The most influential woman in my life is my mom, and one lesson I've learned from her is to treat people how you want to be treated.
The most influential person in my life is my mom. She's most impacted me by raising me to be the right person.
Hey, so here at Northside, the woman who has impacted me the most here is Miss Monica Colmenares. The way that she's impacted me most is by just being a great leader, giving me tips on how to improve my teaching skills, and just being an all-around good friend.
My mom is the most influential woman in my life. She's always supported me through any challenge I've ever had and been my biggest cheerleader.
My mom is by far the most influential person in my life. Without her, I'd be scared to know the decisions I have made. Without her thoughts and processes, the way she lived behind me. So she is the reason I am what I am today.
Go.
All right, my wife is the most influential woman in my life. Has been for a long time. We've been married for 28 years, and she keeps me on the straight and narrow. I have a wild streak in me at times, and she has been able to corral that, and she's made me into the man I am today. If I could tell her one thing right now, I'd say I love you for being able to keep me grounded and keep me focused.
Who's one woman that's influenced my life? I have to say my mother. And if I could say one thing to her right now, I'd probably be like, I love you, Shawty, miss you.
The most influential woman in my life is my mom. My mom is a very kind, very observant person. She has the patience of a saint, and she's always encouraging me to go after what I believe in. She's a great mom, and I aspire to be just like her.
The woman here at Northside that has made the most impact on my life is Coach Kara Story. She has taught me to be patient in the process and to trust God's timing and to always be positive.
So the most influential women at Northside to me are the sisterhood group that meet on Wednesday mornings. And what makes them so influential to me is the faith and support that they provide to all the women of this school community. Wednesday mornings have become a safe space for us where we can feel encouraged and supported and to grow in our faith. And it just shows that the power of community can be so helpful in the workplace.
The most influential woman in my life is my mother. I say my mother because she always pushes me to the limits that I can't even, and I didn't even know I could reach. So if anybody, it's my mom.
I would have to say my cheerleading coach in high school, Pam Carter. Still to this day, I'm good friends with her. But she was a special ed teacher, and she just taught me how to treat people, how to be a leader, just to be who I am and not be afraid to be who I am. And I think about her all the time. I think that's one reason I went into the education.
The first person that pops in my brain is Natalie Teasley. Miss Teasley used to be our assistant principal here at Northside. I think she just taught me how to take life one day at a time and to just enjoy the moment, and that you can also learn lessons from every moment that you have in your life, and how to positively move forward from that moment.
If you could say one thing to her right now, what would it be?
Oh, I would cry. I would just tell her that I love her, and I'm so thankful that God blessed me with her, and I'm so thankful for her.
I would probably just have to say my mother, because she has always been there for me, always encouraged me. Just, been one of those people that has always had my back no matter what, and always encouraged me to do the right thing and make a difference in the world.
If you could say one thing to her right now, what would it be?
I love you.
That'd be a toss-up between my mother and my grandmother. They were both very hard workers. They loved unconditionally. They showed me the value of family and friends and being a general, overall good person.
Susan B. Anthony, because she helped earn women the right to vote.
I feel like it's cliche, but Nikki Rawlson.
Okay, tell me one lesson you've learned from her.
You can fight any battle that comes your way.
Okay. Other than your mom and grandmother, who is the most influential woman in your life, and how has she impacted or shaped you?
I can say my stepmom.
That's cheating, but sure, go ahead.
That's not cheating. She just made me realize that just to cherish life and just take care of every moment, just cherish every moment and live that moment.
If you can say one thing to her right now, what would you say?
I love you and thank you for everything you did for me.
Who is the most influential woman in your life, and what is one lesson that you have learned from her?
That would be my mother, and that would be to always love people, show them affection, hug them, and be honest.
If you can say one thing to her right now, what would it be?
That I love her, that I appreciate her, and I hope she knows it.
Okay. Who is the most influential woman in your life, and what is one lesson you have learned from her?
I'm going to say my twin sister, because she has battled a lot of things through her life, and she's always come out on top.
Ready. Who is one of the most influential women in your life, and what is one lesson that you have learned from her?
I'm going to say my daughter, even though she's at a young age. She has taught me to be patient, to use my inner strength, to put God first, and to always pray.
If there is one thing that you can say to her right now, what would it be?
Never ever give up.
Other than my mother and my grandmother, I would say my sister. My sister is 14 years older than I am. And even though that's a big gap, I have a big gap in our age. I have learned so much from her, just been influenced by her, just watching her as a model to the way I want to live my life. So she is definitely has made the biggest impression in my life, next to my mom and my grandmother.
If you can say one thing to your sister right now, what would it be?
Besides that, I just love her so much that I'm just so lucky to have her as my sister.
I know most people would say their mom, but not me, and I hope she never watches this. But I would say my sister, because we're only 15 months apart, but we have grown very close in our adult years, and even though she might say that she learns from me, I learn a lot from her, and so we kind of have become each other's best friends. So.
If there was one thing that you can say to her right now, what would it be?
I am so proud of you. You can do things that you have never imagined that you could do.
Probably Miss Akers.
Because I went into my high school career just thinking that English is just like useless and I'll never use it, but Miss Akers showed me that it's more than me not being good at grammar, that it's actual people that live careers and lives and are really loving.
You can say one thing to her. What would it be?
Thank you.
So the reason why is because Miss Randolph has just showed me that no matter what, you can always try to stay positive, and she really has just showed me that there's always a way and